Hi there. After reading this week's discussion prompt, I found it to be one of importance because a lot of education is very political. Um, in order for changes to be made in schools, bicultural and linguistically diverse families need to be engaged and empowered to be involved with these politics. And so this is something that I noticed right off the back in chapter 4 with the societal power relations. And within all the classes that I've taken for the English as a Second Language program, I've noticed that empowerment is a big factor when working with bicultural and linguistically diverse families. In chapter 4 on page 61, Wolzinski and Cummins state that the more empowered an individual or group becomes, the more generated for others to share. So when bicultural parents see that they're represented within schools, I believe that they're more likely to believe that their voices will actually be heard. Going off of this, something that I thought was really important this week is the changing assumptions that are typically believed about both bicultural parents and then what normalized parenting looks like. And so an important idea to remember is that parenting looks different from family to family, ethnicity to ethnicity, and so this is why parent involvement cannot be viewed as a one-size-fits-all, and also why the politics surrounding this cannot be viewed as a one-size-fits-all. And so in chapter 9, I think it's Booth Montero discusses how her action research and action research in general plays a strong part in getting parents engaged in the educational system. And so prior to her 6-year research, the goal she had was to break out of the mold and uncover the underlying paradigms that are represented and the perspectives that bicultural and bilingual parents actually have with regard to education. And so at the end of her research, she was able to know on page 181 that bicultural parents become differentially involved in schools based on their levels of education, access, use of first and second languages, and she noted some other cultural factors and personal belief factors that had a big impact on that. And so what was hindering the parents most is this idea of the monocultural parenting style. And within the school I work at, so I've seen a lot of, we're a very diverse school, and so I've seen bicultural families come together and empower one another. And so one of the buses that comes to our school is from a tight-knit community, and within the community it mainly consists of African American, Hispanic, and Latino families. And parents of this community who are actively involved in the school and serve on boards and things like that, they relay information of what's going on to families who have factors that hinder their ability to be involved in the school. And so they're able to make sure that these families are able to be involved in their child's education, while these parents who are relaying the information are empowered to stay involved and make sure that their communities and cultures' voices are heard within the school. And so in chapter 10, I think that's Tariq and Rogers, they talk about how civic engagement of parents in and through public schools addresses the long-standing but never fully realized vision of public schooling for democracy, and that's on page 200. This idea is important because in giving bicultural parents the tools to use civic engagement and advocate for a better education, they can really make a change. And so they also know how education is typically very important to immigrant parents, and so they tend to engage in school-related civic activities at a higher rate. When different cultures and in conclusion, when different cultures and parenting styles are recognized and seen as important, and when bicultural parents are given the tools to understand the schooling system and the politics involved, they're able to be more engaged and really make a difference in their child's education. So, thank you for watching.